Some things in life aren't meant to be uncovered. From government cover-ups to mysterious disappearances and bizarre unsolved cases, history is packed with dark secrets that were never meant to see the light of day. Some of them were deliberately buried, while others are just so disturbing that people would rather pretend they never happened. But here's the harsh reality. Truth has a way of creeping back up. Whether it's hidden in declassified documents, leaked footage, or eerie clues left behind, these stories refuse to be forgotten. So, if you think you've heard it all, buckle up. We're about to dive into 15 of the most chilling, mind-bending, and downright disturbing secrets that will make you question how much we really know about the world. Number 15. The real reason Flight MH370 vanished. In 2014, Malaysia Airlines Flight MH370 took off from Kuala Lumpur, heading toward Beijing. 239 people were on board. Within an hour, the plane's transponder went dark, and air traffic controllers lost contact. It never reached its destination. For weeks, search teams scoured the Indian Ocean, but only a few scattered debris pieces were ever found. The official narrative? A tragic accident, but leaked evidence suggests something far more sinister. Radar data showed the plane made a sharp turn west, as if deliberately avoiding detection. Some experts believe the pilot intentionally hijacked his own plane, depressurizing the cabin to knock everyone unconscious before steering it into the ocean. Others suspect remote hacking or government involvement, as key passengers on board had ties to sensitive technology. Still, to this day, no wreckage, no bodies, and no black box recordings have ever been fully recovered. Number 14. The Vatican's Secret Archives. The Vatican's secret archives sound like something straight out of a Dan Brown novel, but they're very real, and almost no one is allowed inside. Spanning over 50 miles of restricted documents, the archives supposedly house classified Vatican secrets, lost religious texts, and even proof of extraterrestrial life. Some historians claim the church is hiding damning records about its own scandals, political interference, and hidden historical truths. One of the most infamous theories? The Vatican suppressed the third secret of Fatima, a prophecy allegedly given by the Virgin Mary in 1917 that warned of a global catastrophe. While the church later released a version of the prophecy, many believe it was altered or watered down. Adding to the mystery, certain documents cannot be accessed for at least 75 years, long enough for witnesses and those involved to be long gone. What exactly is locked away in these ancient corridors? Only a handful of people will ever know. Number 13. Project MK Ultra. Imagine a world where the government could control your thoughts. It's not just science fiction. Project MK Ultra was a top-secret CIA program in the 1950s and 60s, aimed at developing mind control techniques. The CIA dosed unsuspecting people with LSD, hypnotized them, and subjected them to psychological torture, all in an attempt to create mind-controlled spies and assassins. Some victims were drugged for weeks at a time without knowing. Others were subjected to sleep deprivation, electroshock therapy, and forced confessions. One of the most famous cases? Frank Olson, a scientist who fell from a hotel window in 1953 after being unknowingly drugged by the CIA. Officially ruled a suicide, but declassified documents suggest he was murdered to keep the program secret. In 1975, the US government finally admitted MK Ultra existed, but by then, most records had been destroyed. How much of the research continues today? That's anyone's guess. Number 12. The Dyatlov Pass Incident. 9 experienced hikers set out into Russia's Ural Mountains in 1959. They never came back. When search teams found their campsite, it was like something out of a horror movie. Their tent was ripped open from the inside, as if they had fled in terror. The bodies were found scattered across the snow, some without shoes or proper clothing in minus 30 degrees Celsius temperatures. Some had crushed bones, yet no external wounds, while others had missing eyes and even a tongue. Theories range from secret military experiments, infrasound-induced panic, avalanches, to even paranormal interference. Some claim a UFO was spotted in the area that same night. Russia closed the case for decades, only to reopen it in 2019, blaming an avalanche. But the injuries don't match, and eyewitness reports from the time tell a different story. What really happened in Dyatlov Pass? We may never know. Number 11. Bohemian Grove. Once a year, some of the world's most powerful men, presidents, business moguls, and Hollywood elites gather at Bohemian Grove, California. What happens there? Nobody really knows. This exclusive invitation-only club has been shrouded in secrecy for over a century. Attendees, including former U.S. presidents like Richard Nixon and Ronald Reagan, meet deep in the woods, performing strange rituals in front of a giant stone owl. Some claim it's harmless theater, while others believe the rituals have darker meanings, with whispers of occult practices, backroom political deals, and unspeakable initiations. Conspiracy theorists argue that global policies are decided here, far from public scrutiny. Journalist Alex Jones once infiltrated the event and captured footage of a mock human sacrifice ritual, fueling speculation about what really goes on inside. Whatever the truth, Bohemian Grove is where the powerful play by their own rules. Number 10. The missing children of the Franklin scandal. A child trafficking ring linked to powerful politicians, and a cover-up that erased everything. In the 1980s, whispers of a child abuse ring tied to Washington's elite surfaced. The scandal centered around Larry King, a Nebraska-based political figure and businessman who ran a credit union, but also, allegedly, a child sex trafficking network. Victims claimed they were flown across the country to elite parties where they were abused by powerful figures in politics and business. The case gained national attention, and some witnesses began to speak out. Then, one by one, they disappeared, recanted, or were discredited. The most shocking part? Key evidence vanished. Investigators died mysteriously, reports were suppressed, and mainstream media downplayed the scandal. Though King was convicted of fraud, the deeper allegations were swept under the rug. Some believe the truth was buried to protect those in power, while others argue it was just another conspiracy theory. Either way, the victims never got justice. Number 9. The mystery of the WOW signal. A possible message from aliens, received once and never again. On August 15, 1977, an astronomer scanning space for radio signals picked up something extraordinary. A 72-second transmission, so unusual that he circled it on his notes and wrote "WOW" beside it. The signal came from the constellation Sagittarius, in a frequency not naturally produced in space. It was loud, clear, and unlike anything heard before. Was it a message from intelligent life? Scientists raced to find an explanation. Here's the chilling part. It never happened again. Despite decades of searching, no repeat signal has been found. Some believe it was a genuine alien transmission, while others argue it was a natural cosmic anomaly. Adding to the mystery, the exact origin remains unknown. To this day, no one knows what it was, except the sender. Number 8. The hidden tunnels beneath Disneyland. The happiest place on Earth has a secret underground world. Disneyland is all about magic and fun, but beneath its cheerful exterior lies a network of underground tunnels, designed to keep things running smoothly while keeping things hidden from guests. The utilidor tunnels, as they're called, allow characters, security, and staff to move between areas without being seen. It's why you never see a cowboy from Frontierland wandering through Tomorrowland. But rumors suggest the tunnels serve more than just logistics. Some former employees claim they were used for secret VIP meetings, private detention areas, and even underground parties. There are even stories of rooms guests never get to see, where employees rest, monitor security, or handle more sensitive matters. Disney remains tight-lipped about what really happens underground, fueling speculation. Are they just functional passageways, or is Disneyland hiding something far more secretive beneath the surface? Well, who knows? Number 7. The secret government bunkers built for the apocalypse. If disaster strikes, the elite have a backup plan. Do you? Scattered across the U.S. are massive underground bunkers, fully stocked with food, weapons, and medical supplies. But they're not for everyone. These top-secret facilities are meant for government officials, military leaders, and the ultra-wealthy, leaving the rest of the population to fend for themselves. One of the most infamous is Mount Weather, Virginia, a fully operational underground city designed to house key officials during a nuclear war or national crisis. Another is Cheyenne Mountain in Colorado, buried deep inside a mountain and capable of withstanding direct missile attacks. While the existence of these bunkers is no longer secret, who gets in and who doesn't remains a mystery. Some theorists believe there are dozens of hidden locations where only the most powerful and wealthy will survive if the world collapses. So if things go south, just pray to God. Number 6. The disturbing death of Elisa Lam. In 2013, Elisa Lam checked into LA's Cecil Hotel, a place with a history of crime, suicides, and eerie events. Days later, she vanished. The last footage of Elisa is chilling. Security cameras show her hiding in an elevator, pressing multiple buttons, peering down hallways, and making erratic hand gestures as if she's talking to someone who isn't there. Then, she disappears. Weeks later, hotel guests complained about foul-smelling water. That's when Elisa's body was found floating in the hotel's rooftop water tank. The problem? The tank's heavy lid was shut, and reaching it required climbing a locked staircase or using a rooftop alarm door. The official cause? Accidental drowning. But how did she get in? Some believe it was a cover-up, paranormal forces, or something even darker. The mystery of Elisa Lam remains a mystery. Number 5. The U.S. once had a plan to nuke the moon. What could be more American than bombing the moon? During the Cold War, the U.S. was desperate to one-up the Soviets. In 1958, military scientists hatched Project A119, a classified plan to detonate a nuclear bomb on the moon, just to show off American power. The idea? A massive explosion visible from Earth would serve as psychological warfare, intimidating the USSR and boosting American morale. The blast was supposed to prove U.S. military dominance in space. Luckily, saner minds shut the project down. Scientists realized that a nuclear detonation in low gravity would have unpredictable effects, potentially damaging Earth's atmosphere or sending radioactive debris back to us. The project was declassified years later, proving that at one point, blowing up the moon was on the table. Well, how crazy is that? Number 4. The island that's completely forbidden to outsiders. A place where time stands still and outsiders don't come back. Deep in the Indian Ocean, North Sentinel Island is home to one of the last uncontacted tribes on Earth. The Sentinelese people have lived there for thousands of years, isolated from modern civilization, and they intend to keep it that way. Anyone who tries to approach the island is met with violence. Arrows and spears fly long before you can set foot on land. Even helicopters flying overhead have been attacked with projectiles. The Indian government has banned all contact, not just to protect outsiders, but to keep the tribe safe from modern diseases they have no immunity against. In 2018, an American missionary ignored warnings and tried to convert the tribe. He was killed on sight. His body never recovered. To this day, North Sentinel Island remains one of the most mysterious, untouched places on Earth, a forbidden land where the modern world is not welcome. Number 3. The disturbing truth about processed meat. Ever wonder what actually goes into your hot dogs, chicken nuggets, or fast food burgers? It's not just beef and chicken. It's a horrifying mix of chemicals, leftover scraps, and pink slime. Pink slime is a meat byproduct made from the parts of animals deemed unfit for human consumption. Ground up connective tissue, fat, and cartilage, treated with ammonia gas to kill bacteria. Sounds appetizing? Didn't think so. But that's just the beginning. Processed meat is also loaded with preservatives, artificial coloring, and chemical enhancers, some of which have been linked to cancer, heart disease, and neurological issues. Big food corporations don't want you to know what you're really eating. Labels like natural or all beef mean nothing, because loopholes allow all sorts of hidden ingredients to be legally included. The next time you're at the drive-thru, ask yourself, do you really know what's in that burger? Number 2. The unsolved disappearance of the Sodder children. 5 children vanished without a trace. Was it an accident or something much darker? On Christmas Eve, 1945, a fire broke out in the Sodder family home in West Virginia. Parents George and Jenny Sodder, along with 4 of their children, escaped the flames. But their other 5 children were never found. The strange part? No human remains were discovered in the ashes. Firefighters couldn't explain how a fire that burned for only 45 minutes could have completely incinerated bones. Even weirder, witnesses reported seeing the missing Sodder children alive, weeks and even years later. Some claimed they were kidnapped and taken far away, possibly as part of a human trafficking ring. In the years that followed, the Sodder parents received bizarre letters, strange phone calls, and even a photo of a man claiming to be their missing son. They never stopped searching, but still, it is 2025 and no one knows where they are. Number 1. The dark secret behind the Georgia Guidestones. A mysterious monument, an eerie message, and a puzzle no one has solved. In Elbert County, Georgia, an eerie stone monument appeared in 1980, inscribed with 10 commandments for humanity. Written in 8 languages, the message calls for a new world order, population control, and a society ruled by logic over faith. Who built it? No one knows. The funding came from an anonymous source, using a fake name, R.C. Christian. The builders followed precise astronomical alignments, making the monument even more unsettling. One of the commandments? Maintain humanity under 500 million. A chilling thought, considering the world population is over 8 billion. Was this monument meant for a post-apocalyptic world? A secret plan for global elites? Or just a cryptic social experiment? In 2022, an explosion destroyed part of the structure, and officials quickly demolished the rest. Was someone trying to hide the truth? Whatever the case, the mystery of the Georgia Guidestones is now buried forever. If you've enjoyed this video, like and subscribe. Thanks for tuning in, and we'll see you soon.